To an easy seat, please, either raised up on a blanket or a block or something, or on the floor if you're comfortable with that. So I want you to be able to really release down through the hips. And hands on your legs, maybe the tips of your thumbs and forefingers together. And closing your eyes to settle into this practice this morning. And having a light lift up out of the pelvis of your spine with a sense of delicate dignity as you release down into your hips, through the base of your body. So you come immediately to this sense of there being two directions of energy in the body. There's a rooting down. Maybe you feel this mostly from your navel all the way down through your legs and pelvis. And there's also a light lift up, maybe a brightening in the chest, the face, the collarbones. Just for a few breaths, see if you can feel in to what is called in the understandings of prana, of energy, the Prana Vayu and the Apana Vayu. The Apana Vayu is the movement downwards of energy. All of our bodily functions that take the energy down, 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 very much connecting with the earth. And then the Prana Vayu is the sense of respiration, filling the chest, the lungs and the heart with light and breath. It's an upward movement, radiance. And of course, these two directions of energy, these two sets of sensations and experiences are inseparable. And if you'd like to add to your practice a very gentle constriction of the back of your throat, so you come to an ujjayi breath, ocean breath. Rooting down and expanding up all at the same time. Our relationship to the earth and the sky. This steady ocean breath at the back of the throat. Very soft behind the eyes and the roof of your mouth. And taking a moment to reflect on why you're here this morning. Taking a moment to reflect on what you would really love to experience through this practice. What quality are you going to bring to your practice, but also to your day? Can you invite that in right now? And then staying with the ujjayi breath, this ocean breath, if that's comfortable to you. Then opening your eyes and releasing your fingertips down to the floor. And breathing in, lifting your arms up. And taking hold of your elbows, breathing out. So your elbows are pushing into the palms of your hands. And you've got a slight lift up and back here. As you frame your head and a push and a pull with your hands and your elbows. And then soften the front ribs, soften the side waist. So that all of the expansion and the opening goes on in the arms and the ribs, the upper ribs, side ribs. And breathe here. Breathe here. Framing your head Moving your head maybe a little back in space, you create more of a sense of opening in the upper body. And inhale. And as you exhale, slide your arms apart and come down to the right. So you want to really release down through that left hip as you reach out through the left arm and breathe into the left side of the body. Energizing from the hip all the way to the fingertips. Feel the palm of your hand. Lovely breath for the morning. And if you were here for the gentle yoga practice too, which I think a couple of you were, you will already have opened up the side of the body and be very in tune with the fullness of the breath. Look down at your right hand and breathe and push yourself up. Lift your arms up. And then grab hold of your elbows the other way round, so the counterintuitive way round. And feel that slight push and pull. And you're really releasing down through the hips as you press your hands into your elbows and vice versa. And breathe here, soften the front ribs. Framing your head. One more breath in. And then as you breathe out, slide your forearms apart and come down to the left. So I've come down on my forearm, but you don't have to. Want to really be able to keep the right hip down. And then feel your way in the side body, right side body, all the way to your fingertips. And breathe it open. Feel it this morning. So good. And then look down at your left hand and breathe in, come all the way up. And breathing out, hands together, down to the heart space. And just take a moment to feel the body. And then breathing in, float your arms up again. But as you breathe out, bring your torso around to the right and release down over the right thigh on the exhalation. And this is fine here to move around a little bit. You're pressing into your fingertips, trying to release into that left thigh as you come further down, maybe even reaching further out beyond that right knee and softening down. Breathe. Breathe. Feel the body. Then gently draw your hands back in again. And breathe in, float your arms up to the center. And turn your torso to the left now and breathe out, come all the way down over the left knee and thigh. Reaching out with your hands beyond the knee and melting into the right hip. And breathing here. Making this practice a little bit of an oasis, a haven for this 45, 50 minutes together. So you can become completely absorbed. Whatever else is going on outside, staying completely present to your breath and to sensation. And then sliding your hands back in, and on an inhale, lifting yourself all the way up. And exhale, coming down the middle now. Reaching, 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 but rooting back through your sitting bones. And taking a couple of breaths here. Breathing into the back body, the back of your pelvis. Breathing in around the kidneys, the back of your ribs. Maybe you're still breathing Ujjayi. Then gently walk your hands back in towards you. Taking a moment to feel the body. And changing the cross of your legs. And again, really rooting down, melting down through, releasing down through the hips. And breathe and lift up your arms. And as you breathe out, you're going to twist to the right, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. And take a few breaths to simply find your way in this twist. You can wriggle around a little bit, feel into your shoulder blades. But be aware that your internal organs are very much involved in the twist. They help you come deeper and they receive a massage this morning. And your eye muscles can also be involved as you look right over your right shoulder. And every breath in, you find length from the base of your spine all the way to the top of your head. And every breath out, you receive a little bit more twist around to the right. Don't strain, don't push. And then breathing in, come back to the front, lift your arms up. And then breathe out to the left, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. And again, wriggle around to find your way. Using your abdominal organs to shift you, to twist you round a bit more to the left. And every breath in, you lengthen. And every breath out, you receive more of a twist. Eyes are involved, looking right round over your left shoulder. And breathe it in. Breathe into the twist. Finding your way where you need it. Your body will tell you where you need it. And then on the next breath in, coming all the way back, lifting your arms up. Maybe looking up at your hands, bringing your palms together and slowly breathing out, bringing your hands down the midline. Maybe closing your eyes as they come to your chest. Take a moment to feel the body now. Both rooted with that downward sense of energy and that maybe feeling a lightness now in the upper body, brightness across the chest. Taking a full breath in, and as you breathe out, bowing your head, chin to your chest. And breathing and lifting your head, opening your eyes. And coming on to all fours, please. Knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. And still with Ujjayi, if it's there for you, if it's available for you, that's the constricted throat breath, ocean breath. Begin to move into the spine. So I know cat-cow is something that we do all the time, but can you treat this cat-cow as if it's for the first time? Really feel in as you breathe in. Your chest opens, your pelvis tilts forwards. And you can pause here and feel almost as if the sunlight is shining on your face and throat. Maybe it is literally. And then on the breath out, scooping back. And taking the back of your ribs up towards the ceiling, dragging the tailbone down. And continue in your own time to explore this movement with the breath. Bringing articulation into the spine, but also on the out breath, engaging your abdominal core. You can really lift from the pelvic floor. And then release it all on the inhale. Stay very intimate with the breath, stay very close. And the next time you exhale, come to neutral spine, curl your toes under, and lift back up to a downward dog. And walk out your dog this morning. Take your time to make it just what you need. You can be quite soft in the hands. Really tilting the pelvis forwards, melting the heart, and walking out your dog. Slowly waking up to your hamstrings. 5 more breaths, however you want. You might have become still by now, or you might like to keep walking. Breathe.
And again, come to that sense of rooting down through your heels and the lower body as you breathe space and an upward sense of energy up through the chest, the collarbones, the throat and the head. So you're separated, this direction is separated at the solar plexus. Although not really, because these two energy directions are completely related. Looking in between your hands and stepping or walking your feet forwards. Inhale straight to a flat back. And then exhale, fold in completely. You can bend your knees and release the shoulders. Allow the spine to decompress. Take a couple of breaths. Just feeling this sense of pouring out of the pelvis, of the upper body. On the next inhalation, you're going to straighten your legs and lift your chest. Lovely long spine. Exhale here, really drawing the shoulders away from the ears. You've got nice engagement of your core, side waist is lifted. Take another breath in. And then breathe out, fold in again. And we'll do that again. And if you do it with the Ujjayi, it gives you such depth, such focus. Breathe in and lengthen and expand. Feel the engagement of your legs, their strength, and then breathe out, fold down, navel to the spine, chin to your chest. And then breathing in again, lifting your chest. And breathing out, draw yourself down. And now pressing into your feet, you're going to come all the way up, arms out wide, breathing in. And breathing out, hands to your heart. Taking a moment to enjoy standing. You're rooting down through the soles of your feet. And on a breath in, lifting your arms up again. And breathe out, fold. And breathe in, straighten your legs flat back. And then step back as you breathe out into a downward dog. Just feeling your dog now. Maybe feeling more alive, more alert. And come forwards to plank, but come straight down on your forearms. Straight down on your forearms. So that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And can you take 5 breaths here? Push through your heels, lift the side waist. Press through the forearms and the hands so the backs of your ribs lift up a bit. So it's great for core strength. Can you feel the front of your abdomen draw and the middle of your abdomen drawing in? You can even rock a little bit here. Wonderful. And then can you come onto your hands? Come up to a normal plank and take a breath in. And now everybody drop the knees, breathe out, release the feet and roll slowly down, really slowly find the mat with the front of your body. So your fingertips are about level with your shoulders, your forehead is down. And on a breath in, roll your shoulders back, peel the chest up, come up as far as is right for you. Head comes up last. And breathe out, come down. Ujjayi breath. And breathe in, peel up, really activate the back muscles. Head comes last. And breathe out, come down. And then one more time, breathing in, peeling up. And breathe out, stay here.
And every breath in, lift from the heart up into the throat. Maybe take your head back and breathe out. Take another breath in and breathe out. Come all the way down.
And take a breath in and out through the front of your body. And then pushing yourself up, inhale to all fours. Exhale to a downward dog. And looking in between your hands, step your right foot forwards and bring your left knee down. And you could either release your toes or not. Slide that knee back as far as you want. And really stabilizing down through the front foot. Lift your arms up. And take a little bit of time here to feel this, feel the tailbone tucking under, the pubic bone lifting, so you can just, from the stability of your lower body, you can expand into the chest, right out to your fingertips, and breathe. Find length in the sideways, lengthen the side of the ribs. And then on an inhale, straighten up. And exhale, bring your right hand to your knee. And then you lengthen a little bit more out through the left side of the body, inhale. And as you exhale, come over to the right. So you're getting a stretch all the way down the left side of the body, maybe the front of the left leg. And breathe here. So no hurry this morning. Really taking our time. Staying with the Ujjayi breath if you can, just because it's so, gives you so much focus. And then breathing in, lift both arms up now as you straighten. And on the breath out, bring your left hand down inside the right foot, right hand to the knee. And if you'd like to, you can now lift the back knee. And come into a twist to the right. So if you want, you could have the back knee down, that's okay. And we're going to breathe our way into this twist. So keep feeling, a bit like in the seated twist, that your abdominal organs are moving you over the thigh. And you're drawing that right shoulder back as you press down through the left hand. And you reach up with the right, that constant interplay between grounding and lifting and expanding. It's our life. Take a breath in. And then breathe out. Bring that right hand down. Drop the left knee down. And see if you're able to reach, first of all, with your right hand to the left foot. But maybe you're able to take both hands to the foot. I'll leave you to find how you want to do that. But all I would say is to really lift the pubic bone. So you tilt the pelvis back a little bit and see how much more access that gives you to the left quadricep. And then following up the front of the spine, roll your shoulders back and make it a little bit of a back bend. Now I know for some of you this will be balance. You need to really root down through the heel and the ball of your right foot. Take one more breath in. And then gently release on the breath out. And then breathe in, just rock forwards ever so slightly. Open your chest. And as you breathe out, you're going to draw the right hip back, straighten the right leg and push the heel out a little bit in front of you. So can you see that my left thigh is vertical? This is Ardha Hanumanasana, half split, half monkey. And then draw your toes towards you, particularly the right toe edge, little toe edge. And then explore whatever's going on in the leg as you release your upper body down over the leg. And the more you can pull the right hip back and create space in the pelvis, the better this is. breathe this morning. Breathe into any areas of stiffness that you find. Do it with the breath. Wonderful. And then from there, breathing in, come forwards. And breathe out to your downward dog. Ripple forwards to plank. And then lower yourself your way all the way down to the mat. What I'd like you to do, it sounds a little bit strange, sometimes we do it in the river room. I'd like you to imagine you're a worm rocking yourself up. So you draw your knees and your chest in towards each other. So your bottom's up in the air, and then you slide them away again and lift your chest. See if you can come to those movements. Chest is down, you draw your knees in towards you, really rock yourself up. Slide them away, and from there, lift your chest. Let's just do one more. Slide your knees in towards you, really stick your bottom up. And then slide them away. And now lift your chest, and we'll take a couple of breaths here. Rolling the shoulders back, shoulders down the spine. And coming up the front of the spine, chest, heart right into your throat, head comes back. Maybe you're straight now in your arms, but really rooting down through the front of your pelvis, so your pubic bone's in contact with the mat. One more breath in, and then breathe out, come all the way down. On a breath in, come to all fours, and then breathe out, find your downward dog. Are you still breathing Ujjayi, and are you present? Looking in between your hands and stepping your left foot forwards, and bring the right knee down, but really stabilizing down through the left foot. Right knee is as far behind you as you want. And then breathing in, come all the way up for your Anjaneyasana. And breathe out, finding that length, maybe taking it into a little bit of a back bend. So we quite often in sun salutations just whip through this pose, and it's quite good to stay here and really notice what's going on. The pelvis is tilting back. You're feeling it on the right thigh in front of the hip. And there's length in the side body and expansion in the chest. Keep rooting down through the front foot. Wonderful. And then breathe in, straighten. And breathe out, take your left hand to your knees. You lengthen up through the right side of the body, breathe in. And then come over to the left. Strange little stretch down the right side of the body and the front of that leg. Breathe here. Really soft in the face. And then straighten up, breathe in. And take your right hand down, breathe out. Lifting the back knee if you want to, but you don't have to. And looking over your left shoulder as you come into a twist, use your abdominal organs to move you further over that thigh. You can even swing the left arm behind you to expand open the chest a bit. And as you root down through the right hand, what lift and expansion can you find out through the left? Breathe. Twist and breathe and expand into freedom. One more breath in. And then bring your left hand down. Breathe out, drop the right knee. And reaching with your left hand to pull the right foot in. And that might be enough for you. Maybe you can take both hands to the foot. As you come to really stabilize through the left foot. And again, tilt the pelvis back ever so slightly to see what sensation that gives you in the right thigh, right hip flexor. And then follow the front of your spine, maybe take a bit of a back bend. I know this is hard because it's just hard enough to hold onto the foot. And breathe here.
Breathe here. One more breath in. And then release the foot, breathe out. Both hands around the front foot. And breathing in, rock forwards. And then draw back with that left hip and the little toe edge of the left foot. Slide the foot forward so that your right thigh is vertical. And then take a little bit of time feeling into this left leg. Draw the hip back, separate the sitting bones, and breathe space into the pelvis. Wonderful. Wonderful. And then breathing in, rock forwards and come to your downward dog. Feel the body breathe. And rippling forwards to plank, inhale. Exhale, choose your way down to the mat. You could be straight as a stick or you could drop your knees. And then breathing in, come to your version of a cobra. And from there, breathing out, downward dog. And looking in between your hands, walk, step or jump your feet forwards to a flat back. Inhale, exhale, fold completely. And inhale, come all the way up, arms over your head. And exhale, hands down to your heart. Take a moment to feel the body. Feet are parallel, thighs are parallel. Inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, sit back in your chair, Utkatasana. And rather than tilting the pelvis forwards, rock it back. So tailbone is under, pubic bone is lifting. And see if you can soften in the shoulders, in the eyes. You should be able to see your toes. And we're going to take 5 breaths here. Again, finding length from the hip crease all the way to the armpits. Maybe your eyes look in between your hands, maybe they don't. Keep pressing into your feet, drawing your inner legs towards each other. One more breath in. And then breathe out, fold down completely. And breathing into flat back. And as you breathe out, step your left foot back and bring the heel down. Make sure that your feet are aligned pretty much heel to heel as you straighten in that front leg and you come into your Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. So I want you to really engage in the legs. The left hip could roll forwards or peel back. And let's take a while in this triangle this morning. From the ground, feel the rooting, the muscles hugging to your bones. And then feel the expansion in the upper body. Right across the chest. Long in the right side body, long in the left side body. Maybe looking up at your left hand, maybe looking down. Take a breath in, and on the breath out, take your left arm over your ear. And see how this gives you more access into the side of your body. And you could stay here. Or if you want a little bit more strength, you float the right arm up, parallel to the left, palms facing each other, and then extend as you root down through your feet and your legs. Extend, extend, extend. One more breath in. And then breathe out. Take your right hand to your shin, your left hand to your hip. Just feel the body. I forgot to remind you to get a brick, but let's just do it without a brick. We're going to move lightly into half moon pose. So you bend into your right knee, step the left foot in. I want you to really make sure that your right foot is completely straight. And then rock forwards, taking your right hand beyond the right foot to the floor as your left leg floats up.
So you can bend a little in that right knee, but keep pressing through the foot. And then gradually peel open that left hip if that's available. Draw back the left shoulder. And maybe you're looking down. Maybe you lift up your left arm. And maybe you look up. I'm not going to look up. And take a few breaths and again see if you can ground and expand all at the same time. For anybody who wants to play, you could hold on to your left foot, pull the knee out behind you rather than out to the side, and pull yourself into a little bit of a back bend. Ardha Chandrasana, Chapasana. And breathe here. One more breath in. And then lightly float back the way you came. But lift the back heel now. Wonderful. So you're in a runner's lunge. And slide your way back to a downward dog. Breathe. And then ripple forwards to plank. Come down to the mat your way. Breathe into either an upward dog or a cobra. Are you still breathing Ujjayi? And then find your downward dog. Looking forward, step your left foot forwards and bring your right heel down. Make sure they're aligned heel to heel. Straighten that front leg and come straight into triangle. Straight into triangle and really rooting down through the feet, hug the leg muscles to the bones. Right hip can rock forwards or peel back. And then find that expansion in the upper body and the length. And breathe and expand and really see if you can find joy in this pose. Stay present to the breath. One more breath in, and then if you want to, on the breath out, bring your right arm over the ear. Pressing out through that right foot. Maybe lifting your left arm up and really expanding and shooting out through those hands, lengthening the upper body. One more breath in, and then breathe out, float your arms down. And then bending, just bending into that front knee, sliding the back foot in a little bit. And floating the left hand forwards as you float up the right leg. So you're lifting from the navel, you're shooting out through the heel. Maybe you lift up the right arm, maybe you look down or up. And breathe here. Don't lock out that left knee, you can micro bend the knee. You can either stay here, or maybe grab hold of your right foot and pull the knee out behind you rather than out to the side. And then push into the hand and pull the hand into the foot. And breathe expansion into your Chapasana. And don't fall out of it like I just did. Or if you did, see if you can find your way back in again. And then inhaling, and as you exhale, lightly float back again with the back foot, coming into a runner's lunge. Coming to your downward dog. And rippling forwards to plank, inhale. And exhale, come all the way down. Inhaling, lifting up your chest. And then pushing yourself back to a wide knee child's pose. Take your knees as far apart as they'll go. Come to sitting on your heels. And either slide your arms out in front of you, or bring your hands underneath your forehead. And take some time now. You could drop the ujjayi as you come to simply feel the body, and it would be normal now for you to feel a little bit jaggedy with the breath. I definitely do. So what we want to do is to soften and come back to a steady, natural breath, allowing the whole of the nervous system, the energy system, to steady. Slow it down. Allow every cell of the body to settle. As you root everything down earthwards now. And then from here, if you would like to come up and bring yourself to sitting with your right leg extended and your left foot into the thigh. And we'll take a moment here to root down again, really sink down through the hips, but turn your torso around over the right leg. And you can always bend that right knee. And breathe in, find a lift. And then breathe out, come as far down as you like for your Janu Shirshasana. You could hold your foot. I'm crossing my wrists. And taking a few breaths. Every breath in, you lengthen the spine, you brighten the chest. And every breath out, you come down a bit deeper. Breathe here. So after all those antics standing up, this is a lovely way to come back to yourself, to soothe the breath. And you could stay in this version of Janu Shirshasana, or you could come into the side stretch where you take hold of your right big toe, or for higher up the leg, take your left hand to your hip, and then turn the chest around. You spin around to the left, really feeling this opening in the left side of the body. And inhale, lift the arm, and exhale, just like we did in the cross-legged position. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And some of you I know will be able to reach the right big toes, not a forward, so you're not coming down like this. We want this to be a side stretch, so don't compromise that in order to reach the toe. And then breathe, breathe, and release down through the hips again. And soften in the face again. How steady is your breath now? One more breath in. And then look down and take that left hand down to the floor and use it to gently push you up. And bring your right leg over for Gomukhasana legs. If your knees can't stack and you can't feel both sitting bones, please extend the left leg out in front of you and take half Gomukhasana. Otherwise, this is a wonderful pose for really feeling that Apana Vayu. From the navel all the way down, this sinking down, rooting with the earth. And we'll do nothing more complicated than this. We're going to sit here and breathe, aware of that rooting down and the lightness now in the chest and in the face. Hips are hugging in towards each other. What do you notice in this pose?
What do you feel right now? I would love to stay here much longer, but we're going to bring those poses to the other side before we run out of time. I'm not very good at teaching shorter classes, if truth be told, you probably realise. Left leg extended, right foot comes in. And you turn your torso around over the left leg, pulling your toes towards you unless your knee is bent. And then breathing in, find that lift. And then breathing out, reaching either for the foot or just somewhere down the leg. And turning inwards now with the breath. Turning inwards and exploring length on the inhale and a release on the exhale. And you might want to stay in this pose, or you might like to take the side angle pose, the side stretch, I mean. You can hold onto your left toe or bring your hand higher up the leg, right hand to the hip, and pull the right shoulder back, spinning the chest around, lift the arm, inhale. And exhale, come over, reaching rather than reaching for the foot, just reaching over the head. And spinning the chest to the right as you find space in the right side body. Trying to keep your head in line with your arms. And breathe here. Lovely, lovely, lovely opening. One more breath in. As you breathe out, place the right hand down. Gently, gently come up. And bring your left leg over. If you need to, you lengthen out the right leg. You need to feel both sitting bones. You need to press the tops of the thighs in towards each other. Hug the hips in, root down. And then closing your eyes, come to that sense of the relationship between the Apana Vayu, that sinking earthwards, and simultaneously that respiration and lift up through the chest of the Prana Vayu. And somewhere they meet. Very soft in the face. Very steady with the breath. Really steadying the nervous system now. Slowing everything down. And then very briefly we'll take an Upavista Konasana. It's a neutral forward fold, taking both legs out as wide as they'll go. Maybe sitting up on something, finding your sitting bones. Pulling your toes towards you unless you need to bend your knees, and take a breath in and really lift up. And then find your way down. You don't have to come far. I'm not going to come far this morning. This is much more about just centering right back in before you come to lying down. Steadying the breath, maybe even lengthening the exhales a little bit. And you might want to stay here a bit longer. It is now 9 o'clock. So I'm going to guide you out to lie on your backs, but you might want to take a longer in that pose or take a little bit of a longer practice, Mary. But if you're coming out of the practice, just taking a moment with a straight spine, or you bring your knees in towards you. And come to lying down. Make sure you're warm enough.
As you come to settle, if you had an intention for your practice, bringing that right back in now, so you recall it into your relaxation. And take any little minor movements you need to make in order to be able to soften and become still in the body. And although I'm going to love you and leave you, I very much hope you will not jump straight up now, and you'll take at least 10 minutes to rest, because you'll feel much more refreshed that way. And I thank you so much for practicing with me. And I will be back at 6 tonight with a yin class, and 9 in the morning on Saturday with quite a light-hearted, heart-opening flow. Otherwise, beginning to completely soften and give in to the force of gravity. I might lie with you here for a bit, actually. Feels so good. Reach the floor and soften the whole body. Open yourself to sensation.